Tuesday the 23rd, time to get to Namibia. Sushi and champagne for breakfast? I guess. Walking through the airport, I realized there must be a sunglass hut in every airport in the world. Not enough gates for us again, so we took the bus out to the Embraer 190 and we are off. Cape Town is really a pretty small airport for an international destination. There's really only 2 rows of gates, and there's only 6 gates in each row. And we are off for our slightly less than 2-hour flight to Windhoek, the capital city of Namibia. I was interested to see how the terrain was going to change as we flew into the desert. South Africa is a fairly green and lush place, and of course the desert isn't, so I was keen to see how that was going to play out. When you land in Namibia, I swear to God, it looks like you're coming in and going to be landing in the middle of some cow pasture somewhere, but magically out of nowhere, a runway appears. And before you know it, you're standing in line for passport control and then customs. The resort had a guy named Philemon come out and pick me up in the Land Rover. He was very patient because I was held up in customs for quite some time. We actually had to run a couple of errands while we were in town to pick up some things, go visit some guys who were mechanics on Land Rovers, and pick up 2 people to take back to the resort. And of course, who doesn't love a gambling house next to a pharmacy? Good planning there. It's a 5-hour trip out to the resort in a Land Rover, the last 3 of which are on dirt roads. Little driving break about 45 minutes before we were supposed to arrive, and this was my first chance to see the night sky from the Namibian desert. It was unbelievable. Well, we finally arrived. The guys helped me load all my luggage and gear into the room, and I took these pictures. This is the moonlit landscape of the resort. I really wasn't all that tired, so I unpacked a bunch of stuff and went for a walk. I was particularly keen on seeing the observatory and checking out the sky some more. Okay, so just up over the walls of the observatory is the Namibian desert. So this is looking south. Got all kinds of great mountainous and then flat desert areas. Those are the guest cottages down here. Numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then that's the back of the main lodge, which is amazing. So many different colors of terrain in the background. And these are guest cottages 6 through 11. Beyond them is where various people in the staff stay, like myself and the chef and guides who are in for a day or two. Hello, everyone. This is Bill the Sky Guy, and I am here at my home for the next 2 months, the And Beyond Desert Lodge at Sosofle in Namibia, Africa. This is the observing platform that they have here, and this is the scope that they have for me to use. It's a Celestron C11, and this is the scope I brought with me from America. This is a photographic rig. Comes with the appropriate warning. Pretty amazing, like that. Anyway, the C11 is a very long focal length telescope, 2800 millimeters, which is a really zoomed in view for a telescope, an amateur one. Unfortunately, the kinds of targets we have here in the southern hemisphere sky are big and expansive, so I purchased and brought with me a focal reducer, which takes it down to about 0.8 of its standard focal length. And then I bought a 2-inch adapter so we can use 2-inch eyepieces, which will give us a little wider field of view as well. So they also have the StarSense camera up here. Basically, you just fire up the unit and get it running, and it will do an automatic star alignment for you, which is terrific. Now over here, we have the Skywatcher Esprit 100. That's a 100 millimeter refractor telescope, very crisp views with a guide scope on top. And of course, there's a lot of computer stuff involved, so I have a USB hub up here. I purchased this mount to come. This is a ZWO AM5, I'd say harmonic drive or strain wave style mount with the pure extension and the camera fiber tripod. And then we've got QHY 600 mono camera with the ZWO filter wheel. So there's 5 different filters in there, actually 4. I've got one of the positions open because you don't need a light pollution filter in Namibia. Then we've got the power management box here, the blue thing. Over here, I'm hoping this is going to work, the Pole Master camera for getting good accurate polar alignment. The views here are breathtaking. If you took away the 5 or 6 trees that you see, you could pretty well convince yourself you might be on Mars. They have a room here for supplies and stuff, and as you can see, I have taken it over, so I've got a case full of eyepieces there, all the various camera stuff, and the boxes that I brought everything in, and the drone that I can't fly, and my computer. But they've got charts and lasers, and there's Wi-Fi here, and all kinds of great stuff. Even though this is desert terrain, there's really quite a variety in the geology. This is the observatory. You can see the steps leading up there. This is the view to the southwest, but I'm really looking forward to my first experience with the guests tonight. I hope that telescope works.